Okay, real talk. Has this ever happened to you? Someone asks you a simple question in English, like, what did you do today? And suddenly, your brain just freezes?
Oh, yes. You know the answer, but in your head, you are searching for the words. You think in your language, then you try to translate, and by the time you are ready, the moment is gone.
Exactly. And it doesn't feel good. It makes you feel slow or nervous, or maybe a little embarrassed. And I want to say something very clearly right now. That is not your fault.
It is not. It just means nobody showed you the right way to practice. But that ends today. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the HC English Pod. I'm Hamza.
And I'm Zara. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have my big warm coffee, Hamza has his tea, and we are so excited for today's topic. This is one of the most important lessons we have ever done.
Today, we are going to help your brain stop running a marathon every time you speak English. We are building a direct road from your brain to your mouth with no detours and no delays.
I love that image, a direct road. And before we start, if you are new to this channel, hello, friend. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a lesson. And if you are a regular, hello again. We missed you.
Also, a quick English learning tip before we begin. Listening to English, even when you are not studying, is training. So right now, just by being here, you are already practicing. Give yourself credit.
Okay, Zara, let's talk about what is actually happening in the brain when we try to speak a second language.
Yes. So most learners, especially beginners, use what I call the 3-step trap. Do you want to hear what it is?
Tell us.
Okay. Step 1, someone speaks to you in English. Step 2, your brain translates it into your language. Step 3, you think of your answer in your language, and then you try to translate back into English.
3 steps. That is a lot of work for your brain. It's like you want to go from your house to the shop, but instead of walking directly, you take a big circle around the whole city.
Perfect image, Hamza. And while your brain is making that big circle, what is happening in the real world? The conversation is moving. The other person is waiting, and you feel more and more nervous.
And nervousness makes translation even harder, so it becomes a bad cycle. Translation causes delay, delay causes stress, stress causes more delay. It feels impossible.
But here is the good news, and I want you to hear this clearly. This is not permanent. Your brain is not broken. It just needs new training. It needs a shortcut.
And that is exactly what today's tips give you, a direct shortcut. So let's go.
Our first tip is beautifully simple, and you can start doing it the moment this episode ends. Ready?
Ready.
Look around you. Right now. Look at one object near you. What do you see?
I can see my microphone, my chair, my notebook, my water bottle.
Great! Now here is the exercise. When you look at that object, do not say its name in your language first. Say it directly in English. Microphone, chair, notebook, water bottle.
So instead of looking at my chair and thinking the word in my language, I look at it and immediately think, chair. I skip the first language completely.
Exactly. You are training your brain to make a direct connection between the object and the English word. Not object to your language to English, just object to English. Direct.
You can walk around your house and label everything. Kitchen, sink, window, curtain, floor, ceiling. Just whisper the English word as you look at the thing.
And it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't know every word yet. That is totally okay. When you don't know a word, look it up. Write it on a sticky note. Put the sticky note on the object.
Oh, I love sticky notes. My kitchen used to be covered in them when I was learning. My family thought I was crazy. Ha! Sticky note crazy is a good kind of crazy. The goal is that over time, days, weeks, your brain starts to automatically think in English words without the extra translation step. Think of it this way. At first, you see a cup, and your brain has to work hard. But after you see that cup and think cup 100 times, your brain is fast, automatic, no effort. That automatic feeling is called a habit. You are building an English thinking habit, one word at a time.
Okay, tip 2 takes tip 1 to the next level. Instead of just labeling objects, now we make sentences.
Yes, we call this narrating your life. You become the narrator of your own movie. Everything you do, you describe it in your head in English.
Give us some examples, Zara.
Okay, you wake up in the morning. Instead of nothing, think, I am awake. I am in my bed. I am tired. Very simple, very short, very powerful.
Then you go to the kitchen. Think, I walk to the kitchen. I want coffee. I open the fridge. Present tense, simple words.
Yes, you are not writing a novel. You are just making a direct connection between your action and the English words for that action.
So when I sit down at my desk, I think, I sit down. When I pick up my phone, I think, I pick up my phone. I am linking the physical world to the English language, second by second.
And here is something really important about this tip. The key is timing. You should think the English words at the same moment as the action. Not before, not after, at the same time.
Because when the word and the action happen together, your brain makes a stronger connection. It's like glue. The word sticks better.
Beautiful. And you can use emotions too. When you feel happy, think, I am happy. When you are hungry, think, I am hungry. Even when you are tired, think, I am so tired.
Oh, so what about right now for our listeners? You are listening to us. You could be thinking, I am listening. I am learning. I am getting smarter.
Yes, that is narrating your life. And the most exciting thing is, this is free. You do not need a classroom, a book, or the internet. You just need your brain and your day. Now, tips 1 and 2 are about what you do. Tip 3 is about what you consume, what goes into your brain.
We call it English food. Your brain learns a language partly by hearing it, a lot, especially in a natural and enjoyable way.
So, what is the best English food for a beginner? Our first recommendation is simple English cartoons or animated shows. Why cartoons?
Because when you watch a cartoon, you see and hear at the same time. A character holds a ball and says, ball. Your brain connects the picture to the word. No translation needed.
The visual does all the work. This is called comprehensible input. When you understand through context, not translation, it's one of the most powerful ways to build an English thinking brain.
Some great beginner-friendly options are shows made for children, but enjoyable for everyone. Look for slow, clear speech and simple vocabulary.
And podcasts, like this one. We designed the HZ English Pod to be easy to follow. We speak slowly and clearly on purpose. When you listen to us, your brain is absorbing English rhythms and patterns.
The key word there is focused. Don't have English playing in the background while you do 5 other things. Give it some real attention. Even just 10 minutes of real listening is better than 2 hours of distracted listening.
And don't worry if you don't understand everything. Understanding 70 to 80% is actually perfect for learning. Your brain is still absorbing the sounds, patterns, and words.
Also, English music. When you hear a song many times, the words become automatic. You are memorizing phrases without even trying. Some of the most natural English phrases I know, I learned from songs.
Just be careful. Some songs use very informal or unusual language. Stick to slower, clearer songs when you are a beginner.
Okay, this is our special bonus tip, and I love it. Talk to yourself in English.
Yes, out loud. When you are alone, in the shower, on a walk, in your car, narrate and talk to yourself. Ask yourself questions and answer them.
Like, what do I want to eat today? I think I want pasta. Or maybe rice. I am not sure. I am very hungry. That is a whole English conversation, and you get it alone.
This is incredibly powerful because it bridges the gap between thinking and speaking. Your mouth is practicing saying the words, not just your brain thinking them.
And nobody can judge you. You are alone. Make mistakes freely. Speak badly. Speak slowly. It doesn't matter. You are practicing the habit of speaking English.
Over time, what you practice alone becomes easier in real conversations. The words come faster. The confidence comes naturally. Okay, my wonderful students, let's review everything we learned today. Hamza, do you want to start?
I would love to. Tip 1. Label the world in English. Look at objects around you and think their English name directly. Build that shortcut in your brain.
Tip 2. Narrate your life. Turn your daily actions into simple English sentences. I wake up. I drink coffee. I am happy. Do it at the same moment as the action.
Tip 3. Feed your brain English food. Watch simple cartoons. Listen to podcasts like this one. Enjoy English music. Give your brain regular, enjoyable English input.
And our bonus tip, talk to yourself. Have small conversations alone in English. Build the speaking habit in a safe, comfortable space.
And the golden rule for all of this?
Patience and kindness. Please, please be kind to your brain. It is doing something incredibly hard. It is learning a whole new language. That takes time, it takes repetition, and it takes courage.
Mistakes are not enemies. They are teachers. Every time you use the wrong word or forget a phrase, your brain is actually learning something important. So do not be afraid of mistakes. Welcome them.
We believe in you so much. Every single person listening to this has the ability to think in English. It just takes the right practice, done consistently, over time.
Now, homework time. Are you ready?
Yes. Your homework has 2 parts. Part 1. Look around you right now and write one English word in the comments for an object you can see. A window, a shoe, a lamp. Show us. Part 2. The challenge version. Write one simple English sentence about what you are doing right now. For example, I am sitting on my sofa and listening to the HZ English pod. Can you do it? We believe you can. We read every single comment. We are so excited to see your answers. This is your community, your safe place to practice without fear. And if this episode helped you, please share it with one friend who is learning English. You might just change their whole learning journey. Thank you so much for being here today. You showed up, you listened, and that means you are serious about growing. We are proud of you. Until next time, keep speaking, keep practicing, and keep being brave. Bye-bye, everyone.